Okay, so welcome to the third lesson. My camera switches off at 10 minutes, so I'm not sure if you got the last two. Just to recap from the second lesson, we did C and A minor. Make sure you got those. Moving on to today, still working with the plectrum. We want to show you first of all the 5th and 6th strings, where we're continuing to map out the white notes or the natural notes in the first position, which is the first 4 frets on all 6 strings. So the 5th string is A, that's the open string. With the 2nd finger in the 2nd fret we have the note B, and the 3rd fret with the 3rd finger would be the note C. So as a practice pattern we might do A, B, C, B. Notice when we do the open string, the thumb does not come off the back, hand does not completely disappear from the guitar. We're ready for the next note. The fingers stay sort of hovering over, not too far away, they stay hovering over the strings ready for the next notes. The top string, or the lowest sounding string on the top is E. On the 1st fret there we have F. The 3rd fret we have G. So we'll play E, F, G, F. And we'll put those two together now, moving up from E to C. Back down. You know, and I even recommend just naming the notes as you play. It doesn't have to be exactly at the same time, but just to get familiar. So we have E, F, G, A, B, C, back down. And just briefly, I'm going to put them all together now. I'm going to go right through all 6 strings just to recap. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G and A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So G, F, E, D, C, B, A and G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Don't rush. It's very important to get comfortable with this, to physically be able to get a good sound, and mentally to be able to remember the notes and be comfortable with grabbing a particular note when you need a particular note. One little point I didn't mention also is the exact position of the left hand fingers in the left hand in relation to the frets. And you see the fret wires running down there, and you see my finger is just behind that wire in each case. It's not right on top of the wire, it's somewhere behind, but it's not quite in the middle of the box either. Occasionally your finger will go in the middle of the box, but as we approach the left side of each box or each fret, there's a risk of buzzing. And sometimes simply by moving to the right, the sound clears up. So to get a clear sound all the time, we're looking to play just beside the fret wire, as it were, on the right side of each box. 2 new chords for you in this lesson. The chord of D, D major. Let me describe it from the top down this time. We're not going to play the top string this time. That would be a wrong note, so we're just going to avoid it. It's not as hard as it sounds. So we have 5th string A, 4th string D, they're open. 3rd string 2nd fret with the 1st finger gives us another A. 2nd string 3rd fret with the 3rd finger gives us a D note. 1st string 2nd fret with the 2nd finger gives us a new note called F sharp, which we haven't played before. That would be altogether the chord of D major. The root note let's not forget the root note would be a low sounding D note, and that's going to be this one here, the 4th string open. Moving on to a new chord G. Let's do it from the top down again. On the 6th string we have the 3rd finger. Now I very much recommend this fingering, that you don't do another fingering for the moment. This is the best fingering, and I say that with a lot of guitar experience for a long time. 3rd finger on the top in the 3rd fret gives us the G note, and that's going to be our root. That's a low sounding G note, which will be our root. On the 5th string, what's happening? Well, we have the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret gives us a B note, and then lucky we've got some open strings. We've got D open, G open, and B open. On the bottom string, you see it more clearly now perhaps, we've got the little finger on the 3rd fret, gives us another G note, of course. It's a nice chord, nice full sounding chord. That's the chord of G. Now let's move on to doing some more strumming. If you remember from the last lesson, we did nice simple strumming pattern in 2/4. I'm going to use it on the chord straight away. 2/4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. We also did 3/4, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. We're simply now going to do 4/4. That's 4 beats to the bar. This is the most common time signature. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. There's also another nice variation of that where you just miss one of the ups. Doesn't sound very different, but it's used by quite a lot of people. Or you can interchange them, since they're both working the same rhythm in the same time signature. Let's very briefly use the chords that we've learned up until now with, let's say, the first of those 4/4 patterns. We're going to go from C to A minor. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and A minor, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Just practice going from one to the other, nice and slow. Let's practice D to G.